Well, now to local politics. As of the new year, Nueces County Commissioner Brent Chesney will be the only Republican voice on the Nueces County Commissioners Court. Our Michael Gibson spoke with Chesney about that today and about what it could mean in the months ahead.
Beginning on January 1st of 2021, the Nueces County Commissioners Court will be comprised of 4 Democrats and 1 Republican. That after Democrat Robert Hernandez won the Precinct 1 commissioner's race and John Matas was reelected to his Precinct 3 seat. Those results will leave Commissioner Brent Chesney as the lone Republican on the court beginning next year.
Well, you know, Michael, to me, the good thing about local politics is that the partisanship hasn't become as prevalent as it has in Washington, D.C. I think that's a real positive.
Commissioner Chesney points out that he and 2 fellow commissioners, Joe Gonzalez and John Matas, have all been a part of either a majority or a minority on the court, and things have always worked out well among them.
I worked well with those gentlemen, and I think they would say they work well with me since in either scenarios. We agree on some things, we disagree on some things. I'm going to continue to be very conservative, very fiscally conservative, make sure that we don't raise property taxes.
Corpus Christi Mayor Joe McComb was actually first elected to the County Commissioners Court way back in 1995. He says he was able to work well with the Democratic majority while he was the lone Republican voice.
Richard Borchard was the county judge, and everybody worked together, and we focused on trying to do what's right for the county, and we got a lot accomplished. There wasn't a lot of bickering and fighting and posturing.
Commissioner Chesney says he believes the members of the court in the coming year will continue to stay away from partisan politics. He added that no one wants to see the court in the same kind of logjam that you see in Washington, D.C. Michael Gibson, 3 News.